Welcome to tutorial 2 of the personal cashbook training. In tutorial 1, we covered how to edit the chart of accounts to suit your personal requirements, and we edited some of the bank accounts to update in the cashbook worksheet. In the presentation video, I imported the first bank account, and in this tutorial, I'm going to work slowly through the Import Bank Statement button and also show you a variable that you need to be aware of when you import bank statements. So let's go and import the bond account that is now in the cashbook worksheet. Of course, you may not have a bond, but this process applies to any bank account that you will have edited in your chart of accounts and will now import into your worksheet A cashbook. You'll click on the account that you want to import the bank statement for. You will click on OK and then go and find where you saved the bank statement that you downloaded from your internet banking in the CSV format. And when you've downloaded it from your internet banking, save the file with a name that you can identify it as the relevant bank account. So preferably save it with the same file name that you have named it in your cashbook chart of accounts. So we'll click on OK. Please select the Excel file containing the bank statement, and that will then be the CSV file that you've downloaded from your internet banking. And click on OK. Go and find the bank account, Bond TUT, I've saved it as. Please select a date range with your mouse to be imported. So in this training, we're going to be doing the cash books for the February month. So I will import the transactions for the month of February, and you will select the dates of whichever period you are wanting to do your cash book for. And click on OK. And there it's imported the bank statement for the bond TUT. The very first time you use the product, you will need to enter the opening balance for this cash book. So go back immediately to the bank statement and pick up the opening balance for this account, which will be the balance just before the first transaction that you're importing. So it will actually be, up here, because there's the first transaction we imported, the 1st of February. So the opening balance of this account is going to be this amount. Write it down. Make sure you write it down accurately, and also make sure that you write down whether it is a negative or a positive balance. So I'm just writing this balance down. And then go and input it into your cash book. Negative 1625270.66. And enter. And this you need to do only the first time you use the product to enter the opening balance. Very important to remember. Now this particular month of February, we did not need all the lines in this cash book. And that is okay. We leave it just as is because the balance remains the same for the balance of the lines that are available. And that's all there is to importing of bank statement, except one variable I want to show you. Some banks export their bank statements in a different column order to what the cash book requires. The cash book requires the column order to be date, then the supplier or the depositor details, then the total, and the balance is not important because we don't import the balance into the cash book product. We only import these 3 columns from your bank statement. So your bank may export their bank statements in a different column order. So let's go and have a look for an account where the bank exports their bank statement, which is in date, then the amount of the transaction, then the balance of the account, and then the details of the supplier or the depositor. So what you would then need to do is you would need to reshuffle the order that this bank exports its bank statements in. And it's quite simple to do that. You would highlight the column that you need to move. So you would click in the actual letter of the column, left click. Then you would right click on that letter, left click on cut. Then you would go to the column that information needs to be in, left click on the letter of the column, right click and insert cut cells. And there it then puts the information in the right column order to import it into the bank statement. What I do when I download my bank statements from a bank that downloads in a different column order, immediately after I've downloaded it, I reshuffle the columns so that by the time I import my cash book, it's already done. But if you do forget to do that, I'll show you what will happen and I'll show you how to fix it. So let's put it back in the order that the bank exported it in, and we'll save this, and we'll then go to import that bank account. Import bank, and it is credit card TUT. Okay, and we'll go and find that file now. There it is, credit card TUT, and we'll select the dates for February. There's the first transaction in February, and click on OK. So what then happens is it imports it in the wrong order. And so if you do forget to go and reshuffle the columns, and you do this by accident, don't panic. Just go and delete what you've imported, highlight it, delete, and go back, reshuffle your columns, and import it again. Once you've reshuffled the columns, please save it so that it's saved with the reshuffled columns, and close it, because the cash book is not going to import a bank statement that is open. You need to close the file, and we go and import it again. Select the dates. Okay, and there it then brings it into the correct order. So whatever column order your bank exports your bank statements in, you can use that cut and insert cut cells to reshuffle your columns to get it imported correctly into Worksheet A, the cash books. Okay, so that's all there is to importing a bank statement. I've imported a couple of others for us so that when we get into the rest of the training, we've got some data in to work with. I'll speak to you again in tutorial 3. Ciao for now.